Om Shanti, good evening, and welcome to Soul to Soul. My name is Rose from Glasgow, InnerSpace, and this evening we're going to look at declutter in and out, how to get rid of all the clutter. So we look at the fact that everyone wants peace of mind. It's such a lovely feeling to feel peace. A feeling of rest and space just to be. So the secret of peace of mind is daily meditation. That is the actual complete and absolute answer. Not just once a week, but regular practice. It increases a space of calm inner power, which is what we all really wish for. So daily meditation is like fresh air for the soul. Oh, it is such a healthy thing. So if you think, well, I'm too busy or I'm not organised enough to meditate, why are you running away from peace and the chance to enjoy, to be calm and have a clear mind? So I have to look at it that way. So be kind to yourself. There are simple things I can do to create more order. So what are the simple things I can do? I can look at the chaos in my outer world, because we'll all have a bit of disruption here and there, and a bit of untidiness and not quite organised. So when I stop and actually have a look and decide I'm going to do something, this is really, really good for the soul. It helps create peace of mind. So one of the easiest things to practice is a place for everything and everything in its place. So I can train myself to do that. It's not a difficult thing. Just take a short time, a second, 2 seconds, to put things back in the place that they came from, on their shelf, hang up the coat, close the packaging neatly, etc. But do it now. Do it and it's done. Just get the habit of doing it. And then you feel yourself, you're quite organised. Tidy up as you go along. So this practice actually does give you peace of mind, and it transforms your home. Also at work, your mind also becomes more calm and reassured. As you listen to a talk on peace, practice being peaceful. That's another thing. Don't just listen, but focus on the self as a being of peace as you're listening. If you hear a great positive quote, then practice feeling that enthusiasm at that time, there and then. That's another good thing to do. Just think, gosh, what does that feel like? So this also is something that's really good. And when you have to clean and tidy up your home, think about freshness and happiness. And combine your everyday activity with uplifting quality thinking. So have the thought that you want to be out with the old and in with the new, out with all the old ways of thinking, and leave space for something new. Because if I'm cluttered up with anxiety and worry and chaos and untidiness and all these different things, I won't have space. So we're looking at creating space inside and out. So aim for simplicity and not waste. So what have you acquired up till now? So how many little bits and bobs have we put in our cupboards, and overflowing are our cupboards? And if my cupboards are completely packed, it's different that we're sort of stocking up for a rainy day at the moment, but is it useful? Because whatever I've stocked up, I'll also have stocked up in my mind, and if it's good stuff, my mind will be reassured. If it's just a whole load of stuff because I'm attached to it and it's not going to go anywhere, then I will have anxiety. Because always ask yourself, do I really need this? So the same goes for all our ways of thinking, all our old ways of thinking. Am I repeating negative stories over and over? So my mind will be filled with all the negative experiences that I've had. And they'll become stronger and stronger because I'm thinking about them over and over. And where is the space to put in something new without being eaten up by the old sad things that happened? Could I create a bright new self-talk? Something that isn't based on the past discomfort. So meditation can help me to get a new perspective on areas that I feel that I'm not moving on, that I'm quite attached to or quite stuck on and quite uncomfortable with. Everything is recorded in the soul. That's something to think about. Everything, the good, the bad and the indifferent, it's all recorded in the soul. So nothing can be lost. I don't need to worry I'm going to lose anything. I'm not going to lose even my bad stuff. I'm just going to not emphasize it anymore. So do you really need to keep lots of memorable, what's the word? Things that remind you of the day on the beach and the day of this and the day of that. I have to have a look and see, could I find better things to put in these cupboards, trinkets and stuff that you don't use, that you just know you've got. Memorabilia, that's the word. I don't use that word. So your memories are recorded in you forever, so you remember. You'll remember photographs even if you haven't got them now. You can see them exactly as they were if you want to think about them. You can remember trinkets, you can remember gifts, you can remember them, they're all recorded. So, your memories are recorded in you forever. There's a thought. So you can't actually lose anything. And when you declutter your mind, you'll free up all your beautiful and positive qualities. Being soul aware will give you a new lease of life. So be careful about what you bring into your home and also into your mind, because it's being recorded and it will stay there. Keep the clutter out. Just develop a habit of saying, oh, don't go there again. Been there, don't go there again. And enjoy the thought of welcoming in peace, kindness, and light-heartedness. And see how you feel when you do that. When you look at your cupboards that are stuffed and need tidied out and you think, oh, for goodness sake, I'll get round to it one day. Look at how you feel. And when you look at the feeling of, let me spend time looking at welcoming in kindness and patience and friendliness and lightheartedness and cheerfulness, friendliness, and see how I feel. So can I really create a new self-talk that isn't based on all the past pains? And am I interested, or can I allow myself to be interested in meditation? Because it's taking that time in stillness. It's such a feeling of not being pushed and shoved by anything at that time, when I'm just sitting in personal space and stillness. And it can give me a new outlook in all the things that I would like to do and feel I haven't got round to. It can encourage myself. I can feel that strength, because power comes from peace. Inner peace is inner power. It also, if I can store peace, then I'm able to control my own impulses. And I won't be so readily dictated to by others. I will gain self-power, self-dignity, become a self-manager. So to really look at that, how valuable would that be for me? And remember, your memories are recorded forever, and somewhere in there, already recorded, are times when we were not so cluttered or disorganized, and we were far more cheerful, light-hearted, friendly and happy. So can I actually go back? I may not go back, but in the present, I can activate that which has already been recorded. So if I really, really wish to reactivate the incredibly wonderful qualities that are within me and stop being dictated to by my own self and feeling being pushed and shoved by others, I would spend time looking at my inner self through meditation and encouraging calmness, stillness and peace to become a very, very natural part of my day-to-day life energy. So let us keep the clutter out and welcome in peace, kindness and light-heartedness. Okay?
We were talking about cupboards not being cluttered, but then you qualified it and said actually it's good to have stocks of good things that are useful. So it's more about the quality
rather than the quantity.
So I like that. So it's not just about having absolute emptiness, because practically as well the signals are it's quite good to keep some stores. And so I'm thinking you're saying the same spiritually as well.
Yeah.
Stock up on peace. Could you say something more about quality then?
We look at ourselves as beings of energy, of souls, and we've been on a journey, and we learn a lot of things on our journey, and we've collected so much in the journey, so many memories, so many habits. But within all of that, you have the most incredible energy patterns you have, or you wouldn't be listening to this talk. So this means you. Of kindness, helpfulness, cooperation, generosity of spirit, faith, all these beautiful, light-hearted, laughing, happy, masses of happy things have happened on our journey. A lot of things, as time's gone on, have pulled us down through sadness and events and people and loss of certain areas, and certain friends and people have given us heartache because we haven't known what to do about it. But now is the time of change. And now is the time to understand whatever happens is past. And whatever is past, I don't need to dwell on it now. It is recorded. It's not that I'll lose that, but I can dwell on today and my future. Where am I going?
There's a question. It's not an easy question.
Oh,
Could you explain a bit more about memories then? Because you said no need to keep lots of trinkets and photos and memorabilia because everything's recorded on the soul. So what happens if you don't remember the details of your past, or what happens if people get a disease where they actually lose a lot of their long-term memory?
well, that's a really sort of big subject, but I would say the illness is a different thing altogether. I mean, nothing much can change that. So you can't think you're going to reconstruct. Even the greatest scientific minds are not able to do that. They can hold on to a little for a little time, but then that's that, and that is what it is for whoever that happens to. Quite often when I look out in today's world, I begin to wonder, are they unfortunate or are they fortunate? Because there's a lot of sadness and incredible things, and well, I can't answer for individuals, but I know that we've known a few people that this has happened to, and they've actually been happy in their space. I sort of have forgotten a lot of sadness, and they weren't exactly happy, but they weren't too daunted. And then they gradually went down the track where they just forgot everything, but then that was the illness. People have illnesses of different kinds, so nothing much you can do about that. So if that's what you're asking, you yourself can understand that, whoever it is. And the other thing is, if you look out into today's world and truly with a sensible head look at what's happening, then you need the armour or ammunition for yourself of your good thoughts, the capabilities of thinking straight. And quite often that comes from just meditation, looking at peace, looking at the good things that are in you, looking at your health, your well-being, and how you interact with others, and try not to cause any sadness for another person, because they've usually got enough going on without us adding to it. I don't know if that answered your question, but have a big merciful heart. So, okay.
And you said a lovely thing about reactivating. Not that I can go back and try and pinpoint moments if I want to get happiness again or peace again, but just knowing that that's in the recording, I can reactivate it.
Well, I'm sure everyone sitting here, if I said to you, are you a kind person? I don't think any of you would say no. Are you a friendly person? Again, I think you would agree to that. Are you light-hearted at times? All sorts of different beautiful feelings. You can bring all these feelings into yourself again and actually remind yourself to use them in interaction with others. When you meet others, instead of you might feel, oh gosh, quite the opposite, but you can say, no, don't do that. I'll be kind. I'll be helpful. I'll be understanding. I'll be determined. I'll be friendly. So we have all these qualities and we can start to bring them more and more into our awareness and share them with others. Even though we're daunted by the other's behaviour, we can teach ourselves not to go there. Okay.
I was thinking about space as well, and in a practical way, if you lived in a small space, you would need to fill it because you only had a small space. And I was thinking sometimes your inner world can feel small, and then other times when you're feeling more calm, your inner world can feel very expansive. And also, could you say something about time? You mentioned about feelings of pressure being pushed or shoved or even dictated to by your own self. So how to let yourself feel that feeling of real space and openness inside, that everything's not cramped and limited.
When we look at the self as a soul, we see ourselves as eternal. You've been on a long journey, but you've got another huge long journey ahead of you in some way. So you're not crammed. And so whatever you're doing now in today, you're doing for the future, for yourself. So you have a future, and hopefully you have a long, happy, glorious future. And today is how it is, but not to be downhearted by the worries we've accumulated and the happenings of today. But look that you have got a huge expansion of energy that's going to be there for you for your future also. So you won't be cramped if you think like that. You're the energy, the soul. Thank you. So we'll do some meditation, and we're going to think about the power that gives us the power. It's if I think of the one above, the one who's the ocean of peace. The one who's also a tiny soul, such a tiny soul, and yet we have all these incredible energies within. And those energies are forever. And our long journey, full of those energies. And the next part of our journey, with the power to accommodate all the beautiful energies that are within us. So I am a soul, I'm a point of light, a being of peace. Peace is the energy that allows all the other good things to flourish. Worry, stress closes me down and makes me feel crushed and limited. I need to remember peace to open all the doors, all the windows, to self and world realization. I'm a beautiful point of living life energy. I'm a soul, and I remember the peace from the ocean of peace, the one who is the Father of all living souls, all souls in the entire world, whoever they are, whatever they are, they're still a peaceful soul underneath whatever's happening. If I can remember this, I defend and protect myself. I motivate myself. I don't allow myself to be influenced by that which I feel is harmful. I learn to make my own decisions. I'm a being of peace and love and happiness. I teach myself to accept the good that's in me and the good that's in other souls. We're on a journey, and the journey is a wonderful journey. It teaches me. So if I think like this, I can feel the freedom of the soul. Freedom to think. Freedom to be. A living life energy in the center of my forehead. I am a soul, the life energy, the being of peace. Om Shanti.